Howdy. If you're feeding outside cats, if you see outside cats, if there are cats around you where you live, somebody is feeding them. If they do not have their left ears tipped or notched or cut, whatever you want to call it, you can assume they are not fixed. There are next to no resources for rescues to take kittens born from the streets, straight from the streets. A lot of the adoption-based rescues, not all of them, but a lot of them, pull kittens and cats at risk of euthanasia from our county's open intake shelters. So if the cats you feed had some kittens, you can take them to animal control or animal services or the open intake shelter, and you can cross your fingers and you can pray that a rescue pulls them. And you can pray that there's a foster available for them. You can pray that because they're healthy and small enough, they make it out of that protocol alive. And keep on praying. There are bajillions of kittens born during kitten season. They are everywhere. In order to prevent homeless animals or kittens being euthanized at the shelter, everyone hates the shelter, it's not their fault, you have got to spay and neuter the community cats. They've got to be spayed and neutered. In Pinellas County, there are lots of resources for community cat spay and neuter. TNR, through Meow Now, through Cat Trap Fever, through Return to Field or Cats Alive at Friends of Strays. Even Animal Services will run a cat through Return to Field, where that cat gets sterilized, vaccinated for rabies and FERCP, treated for fleas, treated for intestinal parasites. And they get their fancy little ear tips. Under anesthesia, it doesn't hurt. And then they get recovered and returned exactly where they came from. There's no cat removal services. There's no humane cat removal services. There's not. We're not removing cats. Community cats thrive in the community in which they're already in. They have a food source nearby. They just need to be fixed because there is no damn place for all of these kittens. And when you sit around on your ass and not do anything about it, those cats that you feed will definitely have kittens. I had 2 caretakers in the last 2 years who've blown me away with their willingness, with their eagerness, with their gratitude to help. My first caretaker was almost blind. She did not drive. She's afraid of the dark. She calls me Baby Vampire Jess, and I trapped 38 cats in her little block. She got a citation or a citation warning from Animal Services. You can't feed cats who aren't ear tipped. And she took the first 2 that she could get even close to, put them in a box and a stroller, walked to the bus stop. Bus said no. Walked to the county's program. She walked. It's not crazy far, but it's definitely 2.5 miles. Barely can see, afraid of the dark. Bless her heart, got 2 of those cats fixed all on her own. And then I swooped through and finished the rest of them. Come to find out, she's not even the main caretaker in that neighborhood. She was only feeding those 2 that she saw because they were little when she first saw them. That's what people do. They see homeless animals, they feed them. Adorable. When she got in trouble, as she thought she was, she took action and did exactly what she was supposed to. Luckily, the county's program was like, oh, you don't see so good and there's more cats? Maybe, Cat Trap Fever can help you. And I'm her I'm her little baby vampire Jessica because I'm not scared of the dark. Caretaker too. Got no legs. He has no legs. He is wheelchair bound, and he fed probably like 15, maybe 20 cats. And just, he had a couple TNR'd back in the day, borrowing rides, taking them to local clinics where it's $60, $65, but not a whole lot of progress with one at a time. No legs, ladies and gentlemen. Does not drive. No legs. He reset those traps. He cooked special chicken that they love so much to use for bait in those traps. I've never had so much respect for somebody. There is not going to be placement for every kitten born this year. Not all rescues can take kittens straight from the street. They like a little summary of what they've had done at the shelter. They get grants and funding when they partner with shelters. It's more affordable to rescue when you pull from euthanasia shelters, because shelters do not want to euthanize animals. They're very accommodating to rescues who pull and help them with their statistics. No shelter is going to get more funding by killing more animals. They are going to get more funding from live release rates. We have got to do better. The only way out of this problem is through spay and neuter. If we do not spay and neuter things, they will have kittens. They will have kittens. They will have kittens. You might not see them, but 2 doors down where Mama took off to build her nest underneath somebody's shed, that person will see them. Maybe they find those kittens a rescue. Maybe they take them to the shelter, they make it out alive. Maybe they don't. Either way, Mom's gonna have more kittens unless she is spayed. We've got to do better. The resources are there. We can spay and neuter community cats in the Tampa Bay area, an area I'm super familiar with. We've got to do better, or our kitten season is going to be, it's driving me nuts. I can't take them all. I cannot take them all. And I exclusively take kittens from the TNR efforts in which we're already in. So if we're TNR in a colony of 15, surprise, there's 4 little kittens about 3 weeks old. They're coming with us. I'm not leaving them out there to grow. They're coming with us. We'll figure it out. We'll put them with Mom for a couple weeks, and then, you know, as they start eating on their own, they'll go to a different foster. Basically, we'll make it happen so that all 15 of those cats and their offspring are all closed up. That project's done. It's been stabilized. We didn't just shallow the gene pool. We fixed it. And that colony caretaker in 3 months is going to be like, oh, they're friendlier, they're healthier, they're fatter, they're not roaming through my neighbor's yard, they're not barking on my neighbor's trash cans. Like, it's so good. Spay and neuter outside of the population has tenfold health benefits. On top of not making more homeless cats, the cats that are there that we spay and neuter, their lives are improved. It already sucks. They're homeless. They never had the chance of being socialized as kittens and into homes. They're homeless community cats, whether they're friendly, whether they're feeder friendly, whether they're feral, whether they're murder mittens crazy. All of those cats who already live outside, exactly where they know where they're at, they're familiar, they're not at risk of euthanasia. And that's pretty cool. They're seemingly happy where they are. They love the freedom. They're familiar with it. It's all they've ever known. They're homeless. It sucks. But if they're fixed, they're even healthier. And they're not going to have kittens. We've got to do better. We've got to spay and neuter animals. Get trapping before kittens happen. We've just got to do better. And not just me. I cannot take them all.